everyone, it's Tawney. We are back with Halloween look number 3, and we are recreating this look from Morgan Tanner on Instagram. I'll have this picture up for just a couple seconds, and then we'll refer to it at the end. I think maybe we'll go that route. We are going to be doing a vampire look today, and I'm quite excited about this because I feel like this could be really interesting. I am super excited. I like vampires. That's kind of like my big thing. Well, it was growing up. I'm already moisturized and primed, so we're just going to go in foundation. I'm using the e.l.f. CC Camo Foundation Majiggy thing, CC cream thing, and I'm just going to start putting that on while I'm talking. I really like vampires. I think vampires are like awesome, totally into that aesthetic. Need to watch more OG vampire movies that aren't Twilight. But I've read a bunch of vampire books. I've fangirled over Edward Cullen and all of that. I was a big fan of Vampire Diaries for a time period. I need to get into the show just enough to finish it because I stopped towards the end of the show and never like fully watched the like ending of it. I just watched like part of the season and part of the show. So I like to finish it out. I've read multiple vampire series, Vampire Academy. I watched the OG movie. Very excited for the new show that's going to come out about that book. Read that and the sequel series that followed it along. The spin-off series, I guess you could call it. Like, I am a big vampire fan. So I was super excited when I saw this. I was like, you know, this is like classic Halloween, like doing the vampire and all of that. So I'm very excited to be doing this. This to me seems more like Vampire Diaries vampire than like Twilight vampire, which Twilight vampire is honestly just like getting a clear glitter, like shimmer type thing and just putting it all over your face while making yourself look pale at the same time. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Twilight vampires. I mean, there kind of is to an extent, but not like, I mean, I still like them. I still think the movies are good. I know a lot of people say they're trash and blah, blah, blah. But I personally, you know, I was a 12 to 13-year-old girl when these movies first came out. So I was like fully into this, like fully into Twilight, like 100% fan, loved it. Like, it was a big thing. So, like, you know, not saying that it was terrible or anything. I know people feel differently than I do. But, yeah, it's just kind of funny that, like, that's how the vampires were portrayed. Because never once were vampires ever sparkly or, like, just, you know, kids that went to high school or anything. Like, there's nothing scary about Edward. The only thing scary about James was just that, like, he was scary. I don't really feel like it was, like, because he was a vampire. I think it was just more he was very intimidating, which kind of does help with being a vampire. But, like, it wasn't enough to really sell that vampires are scary, especially when Edward doesn't quite look, like, super scary. And not to say that Edward was bad, but I'm not going to be saying what all I'm putting on my face because obviously I'm like talking and trying to get through this so we can get to the fun stuff of the makeup. But I feel like they could have at least made the vampires like, maybe they can't go out in the sun. Not because they sparkle, but just because if they were to go out in the sun, they could like burn up or somewhat burn. I don't know if any of you are, you know, young enough like me that would remember the there was a book series with this kid who was a vampire, and I'm not quite sure how he became a vampire. I just know he was a vampire, and his aunt was raising him or something, and he had like blood caplets put in his food, and she was like a nurse or something, so that's how they got the blood, because obviously it has to like make sense. And if it helps the writer by like making this stuff seem like, oh, well, that's convenient, you know what I mean? Like, then, you know, that helps. But I'm saying this as a writer who's written vampire stuff in the past. But, like, they make it believable. Like, he wears sunscreen to school so he doesn't burn, so it's not obvious that he is a vampire. He's just pale, and that's that. Like, that's all there is to it, that he's just pale. And I honestly think that would have been more believable. And then, the like, letting them eat food and not just, like, only blood, I also feel like would have helped their whole, like, they show up to school, they can get a lunch, they can eat more than just Emmett's bag of eggs. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to all be like, I don't know. I feel like she took certain parts of a vampire and stuck with it, and then other parts she was just like, sure, let's go with it. Like, let's make this work. And it's like, whoa, honey, this does not work. Like, where are you going with this, you know? Quite interesting how that all panned out. I'm honestly surprised more people didn't, like, hate it and, like, complain about it. But, you know, we were all in middle school, high school at the time. All of us were just Team Edward, Team Jacob, who have now become Team Dad or Team Carlisle or whatever, which technically is Dad. But, you know, we've transitioned, but I'm honestly surprised that there were some people that, like, didn't complain. A lot of people complained because the romance aspect was stupid and just not believable, more so, and, like, the acting was bad, more so than, like, the movie was bad, and, like, the main parts of the movie was bad. So, I don't know, like, I don't know. And I saw a thing that, like, people want to remake the movies, and I'm, like, so 100% against it. I mean, I would watch it. I would, like, judge it because it's not the original. But I just like the original so much that, like, I would want it to stay the same, to stay how it was, because of the cast and because of, like, you know, how the movie was made and everything, essentially. But, like, I just was so involved and invested in the original that making a remake, to me, just, like, would ruin the magic of Twilight. Like, it might be good for, like, newer, younger kids, that, like, it can be their movie to get into, but, like, it just doesn't, I don't know. Like, it's not something I think I would like and or be interested in. I kind of feel like my vampire should be a little bit paler and not be putting bronzer on. But this chick looks like she's wearing bronzer. She also kind of looks like she is a little bit deeper skin tone than I am. So I don't know if maybe that has something to do with it. But we're just going to go with it. And honestly, I'm not looking too tan, too dark. So I feel like this isn't that bad, you know? Although the light is kind of washing me out. You can see it a little bit better whenever I zoom in, but it's fine. I don't mind it. So that's all that matters, right? That I don't mind it. I have a deep maxi blush from Rimmel in the shade Rendezvous that looks more like purplish, kind of like my shirt, but a little bit more purple. But I'm going to go in with this and just kind of put it on the high points of my cheeks to try and add some, like, red dimension that will match, like, the red of the eyes. And will also highlight my giant pimple. I don't know where this pimple came from. I did not give it permission to live on my face, but it apparently moved in, doesn't pay rent, and is terrorizing my life. Kind of reminds me of my old neighbors. You know, that was a fun experience. But, okay, so we did that. We'll do highlighter a little later. I'm going to go in with the Picante palette from Carity. It looks like this. It's a really, really nice palette. Great for making sunset eyes, if you guys are interested in that, I have to say. But we are going to start out with cleaning the brushes because the brushes are rough. And they're just very sparkly and, like, they have color from previous looks on them, which won't be a problem. We'll make it work. And I'm going to go in with Bobby. And I'm going to put that in my crease and towards the top because we want to have that, like, if we're kind of imitating her look, we want to have more of, like, a red, like, upper crease. And then I think I might do, like, black maybe, or, like, black with red, which I have to get another palette for. But I think I might just do red and see what happens with that. Make, like, a red smoky eye kind of a thing. Okay, now I'm going in with Flamenco. And I am going to put that in the outer corner and blend it up into the crease. And I'm going to go back into it several times to try and pack on the color just a little bit so that it can be a little bit more defined and not quite, like, not hiding. Like, we want the color to be there and be seen so then that way we know it's red. Okay, now I'm going to go in with Spicy. Spicy is a little bit lighter and almost more purple, but I think it will be okay. And I'm just going to kind of put that towards the middle and inner part of my lid. And then we're going to go in with a nice shimmer on the inside. I don't really think there's much difference in those colors, or at least I'm not noticing much of a difference, which I guess that's okay. It's not that big a deal. There's bigger problems, especially with makeup, than that. But, and I'm going to go with Fearless in the inner corner, just to kind of brighten the inner corner. And then the brow bone. Okay, her under eyes look a little bit purplish. So I'm going to go in with my finger to a mix of Epice and Spicy and kind of make it look like this and put it right in through here. And I think that will make it look kind of cool. And I don't want it to look like well done. I want it to look kind of like messy, because it's supposed to kind of look like your eyes are like in pain and whatnot. Oh, that was that purple right there. Whew. If you're looking for a good bruise shade, found it, okay? If you want to imitate a bruise or something, just keep it tasteful. Don't make it tacky where you're like making a thing of like, oh, my boyfriend punched me in the face, it's sexual assault. Like, we don't make fun of that. That's not cool. And if you aren't sure, the feds just recently messed with the amount of money given to shelters and whatnot for aid regarding sexual assault and whatnot, for like shelters that take care of women and men who are involved in situations like that. So yeah, not cool. Definitely not here for that. We're not having that on this channel. And now I'm going to go in with Spicy only and kind of put that just like over this way a little bit, so it'll kind of like look a little bit better whenever we do the red like scare lines, you know, which I'm not totally sure how I'm gonna do that, but we're gonna make it work. And I'm blending this down in a little bit lower, so it's not like central to the eye, it's like central to like this area, so that like everything looks red, not just like it looks like it's really blending down in. This is definitely going to be a different type of vampire. We're definitely not doing Dracula tonight. Obviously, I mean, I put bronzer on, but I'm very excited for like how this will turn out. I think this will be a good one. We haven't had such good ones with previous looks. I mean, the last one was okay, but not great. But I have high hopes for this one. And I have a liquid liner that would be perfect for this. A liquid lip liner, I should say. Did I get rid of it? I had one red lip liner that I saved for whenever I did red lips. Do I not? What? Oh my gosh. Do I not have it? Okay, I'm going to end up regretting this. We're doing the red zigzaggy look. And I'm using this Maybelline lipstick in Red For Me 382. I'm hoping nothing bad happens from us doing this, or at least I'm not going to be stained under my eyes. But I'm going to get a shower this evening, so I think that will help, like, help with that. So I'm pulling the mirror, that's why you see this, so that I can, like, properly do these lines without it looking so bad. Ooh, okay, off to a good start. I don't think it looks bad. It looks a little too light. like almost like pinkish, but I'm not mad at this. And I honestly think I'll just like edit a picture so that way it like looks a little bit cooler, but I'm not mad at this. Not at all. I'm a little bit mad that I'm going to be stained red because you know that happens, but I am a vampire. So we are getting a little bloody over here. No, it looks like straight up pink on here. Okay, I'm going to go in with my Milani Supreme Casual eyeliner in Blackest Black, which I think is the only shade. And I'm going to do my lower lash line, maybe try and do a little bit up top, but we'll see about that.
And then we'll finish the eye.
Man, this eyeliner tonight is like, girl, you're crazy if you think we're going to look nice for you. So that's great. It's great. Now we are going to go in with the shade Haley on a finger. It looks kind of like this, and we're just going to put this right on the inner corner of the lid just to kind of get a little bit of a like sparkleness going to the eye. I know her look is a little bit more smoky and like black looking, but I kind of like the red. I kind of think it looks a little bit scarier, like in my opinion, you know. Now I'm going to use the Essence Lash Princess Mascara and going to do my lashes. Okay, her false lashes look a lot better than my real lashes, but I'm not mad at this. Okay, now we're going with lip, and her lip is very chaotic and like you've just bitten someone. So I'm going to do a regular lip, and then I'm going to like smear it. I'm using the L'Oreal something lipstick in I Don't, or 422. It looks like this. It looks like this. You've probably seen it. The Rouge or Rose or Rogue or something. And I'm actually going to go in with this lifter gloss in the shade Ruby. And I'm going to put it right over top of this to see what it looks like, because why not? Okay, this is the final look. Not at all like I thought the picture, like not what the picture looks like, but you know, I thought it doesn't look terrible. I just don't have red eyes and vampire fangs to like recreate this with, so I do apologize for that. I would have liked to have actually had that, but you know, this didn't turn out too terrible, and I'm gonna put a side-by-side of my edited picture to see like if I could have made this look somewhat decent, but so far not so good. I wouldn't say this one's a fail. I definitely don't think it looks terrible. I think I just needed to get more like red products because the eye is red, but then like the underneath the lipstick really turned pink and it's kind of like ruining the eye look almost. Like I'm a little like not happy with that, but it could be worse. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I feel like it looks like poop. I'm sorry. I've really tried with what I have. I mean, I'm not trying to buy new stuff. I'm really trying to just use up what I have. Not even use it up, but just use what I have. That's like a big thing I've been trying to do lately. But yeah, let me know if you have any ideas in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell down below so you get notified when I upload the look number 4 next week. And I will see you guys then. Bye.